Okay, good morning and welcome to another episode of Womanaging. I am very excited to have a friend, but also an important business owner in the community who might be coming into a brick and mortar soon. We're manifesting. I have the owner of Neon Moon Clothing, Allie Brown.
Hello.
There's Allie. She's a little nervous.
I'm a little nervous.
Allie Brown has never done any press for Neon Moon, which I thought was extremely crazy to me because her shop is amazing. It's not, it's online, but she also does a lot of pop-ups. So you probably have seen her at Vintage Fest, Spring Vintage Fest, the Fall Vintage Fest here in Franklin. Probably have a couple of her belongings, but she has 30,000 followers on Instagram and has been in business since 2018. But I'm going to start at the beginning. Allie, did you have anything that inspired you from childhood to get this going and your vibe? You have a very retro country vibe.
So I guess it's always kind of just been in my blood. My grandparents were pickers. They loved vintage anything, but they were also big into country music. So I think growing up around country music, and then as I got older, I just loved to thrift. I loved thrifting anything, not just vintage, but anything. So it kind of just fell in my lap in a way while I was a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I got started.
Did you work in retail before this?
In high school and stuff, I did a little retail, Hollister, kind of embarrassing places like that. but nothing just retail stores. Yeah. Just stuff like that.
Did retail help you feel I could do this one day? Or was it more I don't want to do this?
At the time, because I was so young when I worked retail, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. Yeah. I kind of I was a beauty school dropout. I was in beauty school. I wanted to do that. I thought I did. I dropped out and then I went to a small community college for a couple of years. And I was I just couldn't really find what my calling was. I felt very stuck for a long time. Yeah. And so when we had our son, me and my husband, I stayed at home with him. It was the best job ever. I loved it. It was so many great years. But we were at Goodwill one day and there was this really cool, vintage Levi's denim jacket. And it wasn't my size. So I was I have to get this. I can't wear it, but I have to get, I could not get it. It was $5. Yeah. And so that was when I kind of started the start of Neon Moon. Was from that jacket. I was I can't wear it, but someone else will love it. So that is where I just started my business pretty much.
And what year was that?
That was, I think, the end of 2017, because 2018 was when I officially launched my Instagram. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of cheesy to talk about because back then my Instagram was 84 Thrift. I loved the 80s. So I was it was a random name I picked. Yeah. So it was 84 Thrift and I just started selling stuff on there exclusively. Mm-hmm. People started buying stuff and it was it just came about. Yeah. I don't know.
And it's not cheesy. You are absolutely amazing.
Well, thank you. Sorry if I'm talking too much. You tell me to slow down.
No, this is exactly what I want.
I go on rants. So just cut me off whenever you need to.
This is the perfect place to do it.
Okay.
Where did you go to beauty school at?
At the time it's Paul Mitchell up in Greenwood, but it was something else back then. Regency Beauty Institute. Okay. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
And how long were you in beauty school?
I was 6 months maybe. I just couldn't do it.
I don't blame you.
I was so young and I was still my parents were you got to go to college. You got to do something. I was I like makeup and hair stuff. So I kind of got into that. I thought that's what I wanted to do. And it just wasn't a good fit.
Yeah. And you can love the arts like that, but if you don't truly want to do it, it's hard to find a career in that.
Yeah. And I love that whole vibe. I appreciate it. Erica and her amazing shop that she has. I love it. I just couldn't do it as a job. For me personally. Yeah.
And then you did to community college. What did you major in?
So many things. Art history was one of them. I loved history. Yeah. And I didn't want to teach it. So again, I was kind of okay, what else am I going to do with the art history degree if I don't want to teach it? So I dropped out after 2 years. Yeah. And I was just kind of lost. But then I met my husband and it kind of fell into place a little bit. Yeah. So I met him and we got married. And I can go into more detail about that if you want.
I'd love it.
Okay. So it's a really funny story. We met online. Yeah. He was from here, but he lived in Nashville, Tennessee. So we were like talking back and forth. We would commute back and forth. And eventually I moved to Nashville to be with him. He was a police officer down there.
Yeah.
So I moved down there. We lived together for like a year and a half. And then I got pregnant. Mm-hmm. And so he had already bought a ring for me. It kind of like lined up, kind of did things backward. But we got pregnant. I got married. And we've been together ever since. That was 12 years ago.
Oh my God.
So it's been a long time.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's been a wild ride.
Yeah. How did you meet Skylar, your husband?
Online? On Facebook.
Just through Facebook?
Well, we had like mutual friends. It was kind of a weird thing. Like we had mutual friends and like he added me and he kind of knew my sister from, she worked at a bank in town. Mm-hmm. And he was actually trying to look for her, but she was with Andy.
Yeah.
And so he added her on Facebook and she was like, oh, this guy comes into the bank all the time. I'm like, oh, who is it? And I looked at his picture and I was like, oh, he's cute. So I added him. It was just the weirdest like chance thing. And
like, everything happens for a reason.
Right.
It's so beautiful.
Yes. No. And I'm a firm believer in that. Like everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. And so you went to Nashville with him for a little bit.
Yep.
What were inspiring pieces in Nashville that drove Neon Moon?
Yes. Like it was cooking. Like there was something cooking, even though Neon Moon wasn't born yet. Like just the like rich history of Nashville. It's Music City. Mm-hmm. There's so many legends that have like been there, lived there. It was just like country music has always been like a part of who I am because I grew up with that, the music and the nostalgia. Yeah. But just like living in Music City, it was just very inspiring. Like just walking on Broadway, realizing all the legends that had been there.
Did you meet anybody famous when you were in Nashville?
I didn't, no. I heard stories of people like being out and about, like, but I was never there, like from other people I met in Nashville.
And is there a bunch of like thrift stores in Nashville or is it more like bigger brands? Because when I went, I don't remember
the thrift stores are pretty slim pickings. There were a couple Goodwill stores, but they were kind of it's hit or miss anytime, but there's just not a lot of them. I think there were 2 that we would frequent around like the city and it wasn't the best, but there are lots of cool vintage shops. Yeah. Lots of really cool vintage shops in Nashville that we went to.
Yeah. And then what made you guys want to move back to Indiana? Was it just having the family or?
Yeah, it was having all of our family here because my husband was originally from here too. Yeah. So we really wanted to raise the baby where we could have some guidance because we were young. We were like in our early 20s, still kind of trying to figure out life. So having family there while we were having our first child was huge. So we moved home.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And it's kind of unheard of now to have such a big support group, especially with your significant other. I think a lot of people find it almost challenging trying to figure out different life and make it their own.
Right.
But Skylar is always, like, as I see it at your guys' events, super supportive, always helping you get everything together.
He's like, he's definitely a huge help with my business.
Your biggest cheerleader?
Especially, oh yes, absolutely. Especially like with pop-ups and stuff. He's just a huge help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was fun because he was like all dressed up every time I've seen him.
I know. Bless his heart. He's like, so sweet. He's definitely my biggest cheerleader.
Yeah. Sure. And so, how long did it take you to develop Neon Moon? Like, did it start from just, I know you said the end of 2017.
Yes.
What all did you do in those first couple months to get ready for Neon Moon to be public?
I would say I was such an amateur. I mean, I don't know everything, but like back then, all I had was an Instagram. Like I got the Instagram, I got like a little name, and then started getting followers. And when I would get a sale, it would be like PayPal, Venmo situation. Like I didn't have a website or anything. So it was, pretty easy to do, honestly. It was kind of crazy how easy it was. And then I just started and I never stopped. I just never stopped. I went thrifting more. I'd find cool stuff. And then when 2020 hit, during COVID, I hit a wall because I was doing really well. I was starting to thrive. And then COVID came. Well, all the thrift stores were closed. I couldn't go out and get inventory or anything,
Yeah.
So it was a hard time, but it was also a very important time because that's when I really discovered the core of what I wanted Neon Moon to be. And it was more primarily country, Western wear, kind of dive bar vibes, beer stuff. Because up until 2020, I was just picking up anything at the thrift. I guess I didn't really explain that. I was picking up anything like vintage that I could sell. So like anything, like all genres, like everything. So I really wanted to kind of niche down, and 2020 was when I did that. It gave me a lot of time to really kind of reevaluate where I wanted to go because I was doing so well. Mm-hmm. So that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to sell the stuff I'm really into, like really passionate about. And that was like country western, the whole vibe that Neon Moon is today.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's interesting because I've been, interviewing people that were in business like only like a very short time before COVID. Mm-hmm. And now that we're, 5 years out of it somehow, and we're really trying to like reminiscing on it, COVID was almost this time of so much growth for everyone. There's so much positivity now in it. And exactly like you said, like you were able to like, find your niche, mm-hmm. really brand it yourself, and then go from there.
I agree. Absolutely. Artists, crazy. Like everyone. There was so much good music made when COVID came because people were home, like just writing songs. Like, and that's how it was for me creatively. Like I was at home kind of getting inspiration on the web, like Pinterest and stuff, and really trying to figure out what I was passionate about selling. Mm-hmm. I wanted to make sure I stayed true to myself and what I wanted to put out there. And that's kind of where it all came together. Yeah. So after 2020, Neon Moon was the name I chose. It's a Brooks and Dunn song from the 90s. And I was like, it was Neon Moon vintage. So it wasn't just Neon Moon, but that's like where we started. Yeah. Like officially.
That's your favorite country song? Or do you have others that you would probably name your favorite?
I think Neon Moon's definitely my favorite. It's just very like melancholy dive bar, like heartbreak, which is like the whole vibe that I love behind mm-hmm. the song. And that's just like part of Neon Moon, like itself, like my brand.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I love that. I love the name. I think it's so fun.
Thank you.
Do you have any like movies? Do you think maybe that like inspired the brand? Like I know there's not even a lot of like Western like that type of movie, but
yeah,
I see some references in your posts.
Yeah, Urban Cowboy is one of my favorite movies. It is just so good. There's a lot of inspiration and just so many vibes that come from that resonate with Neon Moon. And mm-hmm. That's probably my favorite movie that ties to my brand.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I think now you have multiple pieces, but you have, you're grabbing mm-hmm. in bulk now. You have lines of clothing that come out mm-hmm. and you're really your only employee. Correct?
I am.
So what does it look like from start to finish when you do a clothing line? So you do like maybe like a release a week, and that's a lot.
Yeah. So basically, and I didn't really touch base on this, but I did vintage exclusively up until this year, really. It's been a roller coaster with thrifting. It has gotten so saturated and so competitive.
Yeah.
When I started in 2018, I could go into Goodwill and find so much good stuff that was my vibe. And now it's gotten so hard over the years, which is a big reason why I've transitioned to not selling vintage. And I kind of take that vibe that I had with the vintage, and I've kind of tried to pivot into a new brand and a new, like with my new stuff that I create and then the boutique stuff as well. So I kind of tried to pivot and kind of start fresh in a way, but not really, because we still have the same values and vibes, if that makes any sense.
For sure.
So yeah, I transitioned out of vintage this past year. It was just I think I was very burnt out. It was very hard to find stuff, and I was wasting a lot of time, and it just wasn't fun anymore.
Yeah.
So I got to a point where I had to make the decision, like, am I going to keep doing vintage? And like, I just wasn't happy. And so doing the new stuff has like opened up my creative outlet, and I can create stuff, but also I can do the boutique stuff, and it kind of meshes together.
Yeah.
So we kind of pivoted.
Yeah. It's a good pivot.
But it's been a good pivot, and it's been so rewarding, and I was scared to do it. It was a huge risk, but it's been a great outcome. So I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah. Why do you think the vintage market got so saturated?
I don't know. I think it's a lot of things. One being thrifting has gotten super popular over the past 5 years. This is my 8th year doing my shop, but over the past 5 years, I would say it's gotten really saturated. There's just a lot of people out there wanting to do vintage and wanting to get into that field. Mm-hmm. And, I was doing estate sales, yard sales. I was doing Goodwill bins. Like I was doing all of it, and it was just drying up. It was just so competitive. Mm-hmm. And 2, Goodwill, which Goodwill has like an online eBay kind of. So what they do now is they go through and they pick through all the donations and they pick out the good stuff, vintage, new stuff that's worth money, and they take it and they put it on their special website and they sell it all. Yeah. So we found out all of this through people that worked at Goodwill that would tell us this stuff, because I had a little group of people I thrifted with. So we found all of this out through them, and it showed, because stuff just wasn't coming out like it was.
Weird.
It's so weird. Well, they're just greedy, and it's all like, donated, and it's for a good cause. So like, they were just trying to get more money out of their stuff. So that's why it started drying up.
I had no idea they had an online portal.
Yeah. So it's called Shop Goodwill. You can go on there and it's like bidding, just like with eBay.
Wow.
Yeah. So that combined with the saturation of thrifting, people doing what I was doing, it deteriorated.
That's
in
so
a way.
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought about that. I never knew Goodwill had an online store.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And I mean, you can still get really cool vintage stuff. Like, you can still find stuff out there, but with me being such a niche, direct, like strict, like country western vintage, like that is it's hard to find that stuff. Yeah. Versus all the other stuff that's out there,
And I feel like a lot of people will slap on the word vintage to an item and then just goes like that. It goes insanely quick.
Yes,
it's like,
absolutely.
That's not really vintage, though.
Right. Yeah, no, it's gotten kind of out of control. And I mean, it's great. I mean, people are doing it. I think it's awesome. I love vintage. I always will. But it was just time for my business to make a change, and I'm glad I did it.
Yeah. So how do you find your pieces for your lines today now? How did that come about? How much time does it take in your week?
It's kind of a whole other ballpark than what I'm used to, but it's actually a lot more convenient because I basically just shop on like an online marketplace where I can source all the different like boutique clothing that I want, and I can be really selective about it. Obviously, I try to tie stuff in with my brand. I don't like to just pick up random stuff. I like to curate everything and lay it all out to go together. So I have the boutique stuff, and then I also do like my own merch and like own designs and stuff like that. So I do that like once every maybe like 3 to 6 months, because it's very expensive to do, but it's been very successful. So, and that's what I really want to get into. I really want to create more of like a brand of stuff that kind of takes off. But the boutique stuff is fun because it mixes it up and it's not the same old t-shirt or like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it just makes it fun. It gives it a little edge.
How much of your items you have right now that you're selling are your own designs?
So I have lots of t-shirts, sweatshirts. We just had a collection about a month ago. It's almost sold out already. It's insane. That was like kind of an outdoorsy country drop that did really, really well. But I mean, we have probably 10 items that I've created over the past year that are on the site that have done really, really well and are almost like gone. Had to restock a couple times, but
that's a good problem
it's great. I mean, it's stuff that I've created myself, and it kind of has the vibes of like vintage tees and like that kind of stuff that other people will enjoy, and they've bought it. So I must be doing something right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
How do you think of the names for all of your lines? Because you've done a couple,
I just get really inspired by like music or like movies, like within my niche, mostly music. But like I heard this country music album, this new girl, her name's Lacey K. Booth. She put out an album, and it's just such a vibe. So I'm currently curating a collection to go around that. So stay tuned. But music, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does Skylar help with any of that? I know he's very into the same vibe as you. Does he help you with any of the things? Or
I definitely ask for his opinion a lot.
Yeah.
And he probably gets annoyed with me because I'm like, do you like this? Do you think this looks good? So he definitely gets a first look at everything that I'm getting designed or thinking about designing. He's like my go-to.
I love that. Yeah. Have you ever thought about doing men's clothes?
I haven't, but I will say like that was a big reason I wanted to create my own like t-shirts and like sweatshirts and stuff like that, because I want to have something for everyone, not just women, like anyone. I just want to have more of, and all of our t-shirts and everything is unisex. So it's men, women, whoever wants to wear it, which is really important to me because I don't want to just be known for women's clothing. Obviously, that's what I focus on, but I want to have something for everyone,
For sure.
Yeah.
When did you have your son, Soren?
We had Soren in 2013.
Okay.
So he's 11.
Okay.
God,
So
I can't believe he's 11.
5 years before you started Neon Moon. How has Neon Moon affected how you're able to parent? I mean, you're giving so much of your time now to that.
Right.
How does that affect?
It was hard, like when he was younger, because, well, it was and it wasn't, because I could take him thrifting with me.
Yeah.
But I definitely tried to like balance that, like mom and like the thrifting part. And it took a few years for me to get it down, because it was a lot to do. Yeah. Like, but now that he goes to school full time, it's a lot easier, because I just work all day and then I go get him from school. It's been very convenient though, because I can, plan my day. Like, I'm my own boss.
Yeah.
So like if I want to do something with him, or if he's on break, or like I don't have to take off or anything, you know what I mean? Like, that
is nice.
Yeah. So
is Soren's kind of getting into the country music now?
Oh yes. He loves music. He actually likes rock music. He's super into like Metallica and like Ozzy Osbourne. He likes the rock and roll. Yeah, but we do too. I mean, we don't listen to just country. We're always playing all those bands, like all kinds of bands, Def Leppard, Ozzy, Metallica in the car. So he loves all of it. He loves music so much.
And does he wear any of the clothes that you have, or any of the sweatshirts?
Well, he likes to steal stuff out of our closet. Like, well, he doesn't wear like my merch or anything, but he likes to steal all of our vintage clothes out of the closet. But he's very much into the whole vibes and everything.
That's fun.
Yes, for sure.
He's a sweetheart.
Oh, thank you.
And we talked about this a little bit before we started filming, but Soren has been something that's been like a blessing, obviously. Yes. He was on, you said he's on the spectrum.
Yes.
How did you guys find out Soren was on the spectrum?
It was a hard thing, because we went to so many doctors and tried to get so many answers for so long, because he was a very slow talker. He didn't talk till he was almost 4. And so we finally, like around that time, we got a diagnosis. But it took a long time, because he's very verbal. You've talked to him. He's very verbal. He's very like emotional. He's not like, because it's a spectrum for a reason. So it was hard to kind of pinpoint his diagnosis, and I think that's why it took us so long.
Yeah.
But that was hard. Because we didn't know, like, he was our first child. We didn't know what was normal, what wasn't normal, like when they were talking and stuff. So, and then 6 months after I had Soren, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. So I had to have 2 surgeries and radiation. And it was really hard, because I had a newborn. Well, he was 6 months old, but it was a lot, and, but like you said, everything happens for a reason. And the doctors told me that my tumor wouldn't have progressed so rapidly if I hadn't had Soren, because when you have a baby, your hormones go crazy. Yeah. So he kind of saved me in a way, because if I hadn't have had him, that tumor could have just kept going, and it kind of just all fell into place.
It's insane. Like, these stories that nobody talks about as a business owner. I mean, you still have a lot of real life stuff that happens to you.
Yeah.
What was your first sign of the thyroid cancer, where you're like, maybe I should go to the doctor?
I went to the doctor, and after 6 months after I had Soren, they were like, your thyroid levels are a little wacky, but you just had a baby. Like, it's probably fine. So that was kind of how they pinpointed it. They never went back to normal. And then they felt around on my neck, and they were like, oh, well, you got a lump there. And I didn't know, like, I had no idea. And so I was having some other weird symptoms. I was having like vertigo and like some weird symptoms. And I still struggle with those symptoms. It's kind of taken a toll on me, but I just deal with them. I've never really been able to get a diagnosis for those weird symptoms that I still have, but they got the thyroid out. It was fine. I just have to be checked every year.
So technically you'd be in remission.
Right.
Or what stage were you in that?
It hadn't spread. It was still confined.
Yeah.
But it was like the second most common type. So it was still scary. But, I'm grateful because it could have been so much worse.
Yeah.
It could have spread. I mean, I was very lucky.
And that was a big hurdle to jump over, then to get into Neon Moon, and then with Soren. What helped Soren the most with getting better on the spectrum? Because from what we were talking about, you said he was nonverbal, and when I met him, when we did an event together at an Emerald Collective East opening, he was super talkative and very sweet, and hugged me. And I would never have guessed, ever. Like, he was amazing. He is an amazing kid.
He is.
How has he gotten better? What's worked for him?
Well, we've had lots of therapies and things to help us over the years. And that's been our biggest, like speech therapy, occupational therapy. And being at home with him, I still took a lot of time with him because, you know, he was also developmentally delayed. So being at home and just taking time with him to do more one-on-one things and getting him prepared for like preschool and kindergarten, that helped a lot. So definitely.
When was the time you were deciding like, okay, now Soren's at a spot where I can start my business? When was that?
Let's see. He was, it's been so long. Yeah. It's hard to piece it all together because I was waiting tables at the Willard. I was waitressing for 2 years at the Willard. I loved it. I loved waitressing so much. It was so fun.
Yeah.
And then I started Neon Moon, like after waitressing. Like I kind of tapered from waitressing because I saw I was making money doing the 84 thrift thing. Yeah. But yeah, he was about 5.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 or 5. Yeah, when he went to kindergarten, I really took it on like full. Like I was like full bore.
Did you have any struggles, you know, trying to figure out how to be a mom and starting your business? Did you have any times where you're like, oh my gosh, like you were like, okay, that's been enough?
Yeah, I mean, it was overwhelming, but I learned to kind of just roll with the punches and just take it one day at a time because I pretty much self-taught myself everything. Like I didn't have a manual. I didn't have anyone telling me what to do. I had to figure it out myself. Yeah. You know, and I've grown a lot through that because I've had to learn a lot. I've made mistakes and I'll continue to make more mistakes because that's what we do. We're human, but never been afraid to take risks with my business, and all the risks I've ever taken have always paid off. So I will say, if you want to open a business, don't be afraid to take risks because you just never know.
What was your biggest risk you think with Neon Moon so far?
So far with the new age of it, definitely it's expensive. Yeah. It's a lot more expensive than the vintage. I mean, I was thrifting stuff for a few bucks. Yeah. And with the boutique stuff, I have to pay at least half in wholesale. And then when I create my own graphics, I have a lady in California. She is phenomenal. She creates all my graphics for me and designs them. She's a tattoo artist. And she's just the best. She's done all of our graphics that you see on our site. But I'd have to pay her. I would pay her to do the graphics, and then I would have to get them screen printed. So that cost money. So just spending more money up front, it's a risk. It's like, is this stuff going to sell? And luckily for me, everything I've posted has sold. So it's paid off.
Yeah, and I think Instagram has a big part of it. Your social media is amazing.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
You're very on schedule. For me, that's my thing. I'm like, I don't know if I forget to post. I try to put it on my calendar.
You know, I'm an amateur. I'm still trying to figure it all out. Social media is so overwhelming, and I'm 37, almost 37, and I'm just like not good at it. I try really hard.
I think you're good at it.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. But I just kind of hope for the best.
Yeah. How have you gotten to feel maybe more relaxed in front of the camera? Because, you know, you do reels, you do pictures, you do all of the modeling for your company.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I was like, I get very awkward in front of the camera.
Oh, I hate it.
I know. I get so awkward.
No, I do too. I'm still like that. And I've had to train myself to just do it and like bite my tongue. But like if I could hire people to model for me, I would. Like I hate doing it.
Really?
I hate it.
Who takes your pictures?
My husband.
Does he really?
Yes.
Oh, that's probably the best though.
He takes them every week for me, bless his heart. And he is the best. He never complains once, and he has to put up with me. And I'm not always a ray of sunshine. So especially when I'm taking photos, because I'm like, get my good angle. And he's like, what do you mean? And so it's just, but yeah, it's fun. We have fun though. We do.
Oh, it's something we do. It's like a bonding moment.
It really is. It's something we can do together, and it's benefiting my business. So it's a win-win.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like the pictures I've taken, in front of friends, but I still get weird, and I'm a very awkward person.
Camera shy. No, me too. Yeah, me too.
Even though we're in front of the camera, that never goes away for me. And even with recording the podcast, like talking is not a problem for me.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
doing wonderful.
Clearly not for you either, because you waitress.
I try.
But I mean, the pictures is so weird for me. I don't know why.
I agree.
Do you have like moments where it's just like, we got to come back to this, like you got to stop taking pictures, or you're like, let's just get through the shoot?
Yeah, I just try to get through it. Yeah, I don't like to be held up on one item. I'm like, let's just get this and get it done, and then we can move on. So I just try to get through it as quick as possible.
Yeah. But where are your favorite spots to take your pictures for Neon Moon?
I was taking like downtown Franklin. I was kind of doing some here and there, but now it's kind of cold. Mm-hmm. So we've been just doing them in my living room.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's kind of a vibe. We got like, you know, my decor kind of fits Neon Moon anyway. So it just kind of worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah. It is fun. It's a lot of fun.
It's easy. And it's like, it's easy because you do it from home.
Right.
I love that. Do you have an office at home?
I do. A room? Yeah. I have an office. Yeah. With all my stuff in it. I'm outgrowing it though. I definitely am going to need to get a bigger space. Having a store would be really nice to house all of it, and also to have like that work-life balance, like clock in, like, because I will say working from home is nice, but you don't have that clock in, clock out mentality that I think I would like if I had a store, because like I just lock up,
turn on, turn off.
And I need to do that more because it's easy to get caught up in the constant like social media and like 24/7. It's hard to turn off sometimes. And I still struggle with that.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's hard to put it down.
Yeah, because you know, you have your, you know, either your phone or your computer in front of you. You're like, oh, well, it's tempting. I could just do it now. And then that causes a workaholic mentality, which isn't always healthy.
And I've been there a lot, but I've gotten better about balancing it, because it's just hard when you have ADHD like me and you just want to keep going. It's hard to turn it off.
Yeah. What helps you balance out, or what activities do you do to be like, okay, this is my time, no work, I'm going to just focus on this?
I try, like when I go get my son from school, like when he's in school, I try to just like put my phone on the fridge and just like turn off. Yeah. Do homework, play, you know, do all the stuff that I need to do as a mother.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard. I mean, that's what we were going to talk about a little bit next, is getting your own boutique. We've been, you know, looking in Franklin a lot. I know you have a kind of like a vending spot at, is it Main Street Vintage in downtown Greenwood?
Yeah, they're super nice guys. I love them. They let me come in when they opened just a few months ago, and they've really been thriving. So I do have a bigger amount of stuff in their shop now, which is great. Yeah, definitely check them out. Have you been in?
I've been into their one location. I know they're changing.
Yes, they already opened it. You should go check it out. Yeah, it's right across the street, downtown Greenwood.
Oh, is it just across the street?
It is, and it's like 4 times the size of the other one.
Really? Yes. So how did you get involved with being a vendor for them, and what is that process like?
Yeah, so it's one of the guys that runs it. His name's Elijah. He's amazing, super sweet guy. He would come into the Goodwill that I would go to frequently. So I'd known him for a few years. And he reached out to me a few months ago when they were getting ready to open, and he was like, hey, you know, we're going to open the shop and we want to get some vendors in there just to, you know, they were just starting out. And I was like, well, I don't really sell vintage anymore. Like, it's really sweet of you to offer. He's like, no, we love your stuff. Like, your new stuff. It's great. Like, we want you in the store. And so I had like a rack of stuff in there, and it did really, really well. Yeah. And so that kind of persuaded me to want to open a brick and mortar, because I saw how well I was doing, and it was just a small rack of stuff. You know? So I'm like, what could I do with a store? With a whole store. Yeah, with a whole store. So
obviously your pros from having a business at home is, you know, you could be with your family. It's a very nice feeling, comforting. But now it's time for the boutique, and we've been talking about it. What are you looking for in a brick and mortar? I know we've been looking at downtown Franklin. Are there any other locations that are interesting you?
I think for the convenience, because I live in Morgantown, which isn't too far away, but it's a good 20-minute drive, 15, 20 minutes. I think downtown Franklin is where I want to be. If I were to open a store, and I just don't want anything too big, something more kind of intimate, like not super large. And so if the right place opens up, if it's meant to be, maybe I'll find somewhere. But I'm actively looking. I'm always looking. Yeah. So,
and you know, before we started recording, we talked about how you had a spot in mind and you didn't get it, and it can be really frustrating. I mean, when you applied and then it's kind of like, you know, you wait and then you got denied. What were your like initial feelings? How do you like get over that in like discouragement?
Yeah, no, I was super bummed, honestly, because like I told you before, I heard about the space opening up. I sent all my credentials, my website. I told them that, you know, I've had an online business, a successful online business for 8 years. Like, so that I thought would give them a little leverage. Like, oh, well, if she can't get good foot traffic here, she's got a backup. Like I have a backup plan, and that's what makes me I thought would make me a strong candidate for a renter, but it just, it wasn't my time, I guess. It's hard. I'm still kind of trying to accept it because I feel like I've worked so hard for 8 years, and I feel like I really had something different to bring to Franklin that isn't like your typical. I mean, there's tons of amazing shops, but I feel like with my specific niche, I feel like it really would have done well and brought something different. And so, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to be positive that maybe something else will open up and it'll be how it's supposed to be. Yeah. And this just wasn't meant for me. Yeah. So I'm trying to like keep telling myself that, because obviously I'm going to keep going online until you I can't any longer. But until.
Yeah. And, we're ending in 2025 right now. We're filming right now in November. And we're starting in 2026. There's a bunch of great spots available in downtown Franklin. Yeah. I mean, the opportunities are endless here. I've always said that about downtown Franklin. Yeah, there's so many good spots. And one of the biggest bars in town is a dive bar. It's grill bar.
It's the best. I wish I could get a spot next to the grill bar. Yeah. That would be like my ideal. Because like, when or if I ever open a shop, it's going to be very much like a dive bar, vibe, and like all the Neon Moon vibes. So that'd be cool to get next to like a bar. But anyway.
What's your grill bar order?
Oh, a cheeseburger for sure.
The mini cheeseburger?
And a Budweiser.
A Budweiser?
Yes. Yes. I'm a huge beer girl.
On draft person or out of the bottle?
I like a bottle. I know. I'm an old man. I like a bottle.
Are you into craft beer at all or just domestics?
I'm a simple girl. I just like a good old domestic beer.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be in a fancy cup. A bottle's great.
Yeah. I'm really into the craft beer world, obviously, because I work at the tap room.
Oh, sure. No. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm sure there's tons of great ones. I'm just such an old plain Jane that I like stick with what I love, and I don't know. Yeah, that's probably boring, but that's just my go-to.
Whenever I go to grill bar, I do Mick Ultra. You know,
yeah, sure.
But I mean, Budweiser is always a classic.
Definitely.
Any other beers that I like? That's my fave right there.
Budweiser's my fave. Yeah, I wouldn't stray away from Budweiser.
Do you go to fancy restaurants and you're like Budweiser?
I do. I'm that girl. I know it's probably boring and like grandpa-ish, but it's just who I am, and that's what I like.
You're so true to yourself, and I think that's why you're such a big like successful business person, because you stay true to yourself.
Thank you.
I mean, it's very.
I try.
Yeah, I think you put out a great post on Facebook a couple days ago where you're like, "This is who I am. Take it or leave it."
Yeah,
and that's what. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of women are not like that, where they're like, take it or leave it. They will change themselves in an instant.
Right.
What made you want to put that post out where you're like, I am myself, you take it or leave it?
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like what I put out there, like my brand, everything, like, I want to always stay true to my roots. And I feel like a lot of people resonate with that whole, like, I am who I am. And if you don't like me, then you can go somewhere else. Like, I think a lot of people resonate with that too. So I feel like when you're a small business owner, like you got to stay true to your roots. You got to sell what you love, because if you don't sell what you love, it's not going to last. Yeah. And that's been my biggest like thing that I always want to stick to, like no matter what, because it's easy to stray when you have a small business and you got all these open avenues. Like you always want to stay true to yourself and true to what you enjoy selling, so.
Yeah. And I mean, especially being on social media, I bet you get a lot of unwanted opinions, because Instagram is great. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the reasons why your business grew so much. And I love on Instagram, but it's also
it can be nasty. I mean, I've had lots of people, I don't know, that just don't like my vibe or they don't like my business, just say things or, and I'm like a super sensitive person. I let stuff bother me. I wish I wasn't like that, but it's just who I am. I'm a Taurus. So
I love it.
That's just who I am. But anyways, where were we going with that? Sorry.
I'm just talking about social media. I mean, I'm the same way.
It can be nasty. It really can. And it's been hard for me.
It is really hard
to navigate with the uncertainty of what people are going to say.
Yeah. Because it's not like you can be a private account and be like, hope for the best. Like you have to be public.
Yeah. And you can't say things that are going to ruffle people's feathers, because then they're going to be like, oh my gosh, she owns this business and she's saying this. Like, you really can't really speak your mind a whole lot. And, there's a line you can't cross, but you can't really say what you want to say when people are nasty, because you gotta hold it together and be professional. And I still do that, even though sometimes people just tick me off, but
oh my gosh,
it's just normal. It's a human thing. So to get upset.
I'm the same way, because there's been times where I see, or like people say stuff to you at like at tables and you're like, okay, I'm going to go to the back and breathe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like, yes.
Insane behavior.
Yeah, no, I understand. And if I'm not someone's cup of tea, they can leave. Like it's not rocket science.
I love that though. I think you're so authentic, and I think that's why Neon Moon is so amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm just a simple girl that loves country music, and I'm trying to kind of spread my brand that stands behind that, and that's just. Yeah.
And you're easy to relate to, honestly. I mean, a lot of people are like that nowadays. And just want to stay true to themselves. And
well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I love it.
Thank you.
I was going to ask, what outside events do you do with Neon Moon? I know we talked about Spring Vintage Fest, Fall Vintage Fest. What other outside events have you done with Neon Moon?
Those are the big ones. I've done a couple in Fishers over the summer that were really successful. And then the Fall Festival, Vintage Fest. Mostly local ones, so not too far, but they've all been super successful. This year was my first real year doing a lot of pop-ups, because when I sold vintage, my vintage is, I don't know if you followed me when I sold vintage, but it was expensive. It was on the higher end side.
Yeah.
I mean, I was doing highly curated stuff that you couldn't find. Like, it was just hard to find stuff. So it was very high. And so when I would do pop-ups with the vintage, people, especially in Franklin, would be like, she wants $95 for a t-shirt. And then in California, the girls will buy it all day long because they'll pay up for it.
Yeah.
So I didn't do a lot of pop-ups when I did vintage. So the boutique stuff, and this was another reason why I wanted to do new and boutique stuff, is it's more affordable. And there's something for everyone.
Yeah.
It's not crazy expensive. That was another reason that transitioned me to do more affordable things than have the crazy high price stuff.
Yeah. I like doing pop-up days though, because you never know what's going to happen. It's very go with the flow.
Yes, it is. It's fun.
I saw you done a couple events at Duke's.
Oh, I did do some at Duke's. Yeah. Rest in peace to Duke's. Duke's closed their doors this past week.
Oh.
I know. It was so bittersweet, and we didn't get to make it in for one last round, but yeah, I did do some pop-ups there, and I got a decent amount of customers from that place too. I sold a lot of stuff there.
Yeah.
I think I did probably 5 or 6 pop-ups there over the last few years.
How do you find pop-up business?
That one was just kind of by like a friend chance thing, but I kind of just ask around and network. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've met a lot of people through the vintage, so I've made some connections for different pop-ups and things like that.
Yeah.
So definitely networking.
For sure.
With people I've met over the years.
And that's how it is with like, the bar cart, because, Erica, when we did the one at Emerald Collective, reached out to me, and I was like, that's a good spot. But I've reached out to people the same way. Like, I mean, you got to like pitch yourself.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the hardest part for me. Is like, how do I pitch myself in a way that doesn't look like too like cocky? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think you've done a wonderful job. I think the bar cart is amazing, and it's so fun. And I'm just so happy for you. I think it's just so awesome. Yes, of course.
I'm so happy for you. I mean, when I first like got to buy something from you at Emerald Collective.
Oh yes, that's right.
That was so fun.
Oh, thank you.
I heard a lot of people like buzz about it. They really liked it.
Oh yeah, no, that was fun. That was a fun little pop-up.
Yeah, and you meet a lot of people from it.
You meet so many people, and that's what I love about pop-ups is like, because I have a Shopify store, it's all online, so it's not really direct. Mm-hmm. I love getting to connect and talk with my customers like face to face.
Yeah.
Because I don't get to do that online. And that's like one thing that I love to do. So, but yeah.
Yeah. And that's probably one of the reasons why you want a brick and mortar,
Yes, absolutely.
You want to be able to like talk to others.
Right.
Sometimes when you work from home, it does get really...
You start talking to yourself.
Yeah. No, I know, right? Like, that's how it is.
Yes.
It's like, who else am I going to talk to right now?
Exactly. No, I'm the same way. When my husband comes home from work and my son, I'm like going a million miles a minute because I'm just talking. I'm by myself all day, and it's nice. Like I'm not complaining, but it's nice to talk to people and get out.
And your alone time is so valuable. If there's too much alone time, you're like, okay, what else is there to do today?
And I'm the scatterbrain kind of gal that can't just sit. I can't sit. I have to be on the move.
I am the same.
Yeah.
what does a normal work day look like for you? Because really, like, we don't have normal work days. Like, you make your own schedule, but what does it look like for you, like on a Monday through Friday?
Yeah, Monday through Friday. So I'll take my son to school. I'll have breakfast. I try to make a list every day of what I need to do for the day, like packages, social media content, respond to emails, work on any like projects like for new collections or anything like that on the computer.
Yeah.
So I try to make a list every day and just kind of tackle what I can because there's always so much to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes me a whole day to do packages. It just depends on how many I have. But yeah, I try to stay organized, but I'm not the most organized person. My office is always a wreck.
Nobody is ever as organized as they say. Honestly, I am not.
That makes me feel better because my husband, he's like, you need to get organized. I'm like, I'm doing everything I can.
It's easier said than done.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, and when you work from home, you know, you got dishes in the sink, that something needs to be cleaned. Like, it's hard to balance all of that. And you see it and you're there and you're like running around with a chicken with your head cut off. Like, you know, it's hard to balance it all.
I will have messes everywhere and be like, well, I know it's not a mess. Like, I know what's in that pile, you know? And then people are like, oh my God. You're like, no, that's an organized mess right there. Like, that's the package I need.
You don't understand. This is mine mess. I will clean it up. I know what needs to be done. No, I get it.
I'm the same way. I'm like, don't touch my mess. It's not a mess in my eyes.
It's an organized mess, okay?
Yeah, exactly. It's so insane. I have a couple ending questions for you. Let me find them. But one of them was definitely, what advice would you give to somebody starting their own business? Or what was the advice you wish you had when you started Neon Moon?
I kind of already touched base on a couple of these, but the biggest one is staying true to yourself. Sell or do whatever your business is. Make sure it's something you enjoy and you're compassionate about. Mm-hmm. And I think since I resonate so much with my brand that I've built, it's easy for me because I love my job. I love getting to do what I do every day. It's not like a job to me. It's like a dream to me. Mm-hmm. And so make sure you love whatever you do, whatever you sell, make sure you love it. And don't be afraid to take risks. And don't let the haters get you down because there's going to be people that want to bring you down. And you just got to be positive and just keep on trucking.
What I like about your story is that you weren't afraid to change so many times. Because I was the same way. I was like, why am I changing so much? That's not something that's out there for a lot of people to see. Because, you know, you said you did beauty school. You didn't like it. You did community college. You didn't like it. And then you found this and you love it. It takes a while to find what you love.
It really does. And, you know, Neon Moon, like when I first started, like I said, I was selling anything, you know, but then I really niched down to what I really enjoyed. But then, you know, I did the vintage, but then I kind of pivoted to the new stuff. And there's a lot of people that bought from me religiously every week with the vintage that don't buy from me with the new stuff. There's a lot of people that do still, but I've gained a new following of people that like the new stuff. So it's, you know, that was scary, but it's all kind of, worked out.
But once you find what you love, you said, it's a dream. It's not a job.
That's right.
I wish people put it out more how much like career changes they did in their life because then it make you feel better, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, when you have career changes, like, is anybody else going through this?
Right.
You know? Yeah. Or like if you like, for a lot of people that like, you know, drop out of college or drop out of beauty school, they feel awful.
Right.
And a lot of people don't talk about it a lot, but I mean, it all happens for a reason.
Exactly. I mean, I did other jobs too. Like I was a bank teller. I did lots of other random jobs through the years of finding my calling. So I would say it's never too late. It doesn't matter how old you are. Like if you have a dream, chase it. Yeah. Because it doesn't matter.
I always think about, I always say, give me a sign. Like somebody give me a sign. What was your biggest sign to start Neon Moon where you're like, you know what, like, that was the sign God told me to like go in that direction?
I can't really pinpoint like an exact sign or anything like that. Maybe that Levi's denim jacket that was in the Goodwill. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, dollar signs for flashing. I'm just kidding. I just couldn't leave it there. I couldn't leave it there. And you know, if I hadn't have picked it up, I might not have Neon Moon. I might not have went down that path.
Yeah.
So
did you sell that jacket?
I did sell that jacket.
Oh, I wish you still had it.
I know. I wish I did too. Yeah. I remember trying it on and everything in the store and it was too big on me, but should have kept it anyway because I wear oversized stuff now. But anyway, at the time I was a fresh mom and I was just a different person then.
Yeah.
But anyway, I wish I still had it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Whenever you have self-doubt or negative feelings, or maybe just feel uninspired, any of those 3 things, how do you rid yourself of them?
I think staying positive has been the thing that's got me through a lot with my business. Like I said, I've struggled with health stuff like while I've had my business, and my business has saved me in more ways than one because it's kept me on my toes and it's kept me challenging myself. What was your question?
What helps you? Do you have a ritual? Are you like, because you said you like stay positive. Are you an affirmation person, a journaling person, anything like those type of ways? Or you're just like,
no, I just try to stay positive and I just try to see the good in any part of my day that I can. And just, I remind myself that, you know, I'm grateful to be here for today and on this earth. And that gets me through a lot. Just being grateful to be alive, to be able to do this.
Yeah.
So that gets me through.
Yeah. I think I've seen this a lot, like positive culture where they're like, do your affirmations every day and look at yourself in the mirror and say them 3 times.
Yeah, no, I should do those. I'm so lazy.
I know. And like, you don't always have time for that. You really don't.
Right.
Like, write in your journal every morning and every
night. I wish I could do that.
I wish I could too.
What is it? Type A and type B?
Yeah.
What's the messy one?
I think it's type B.
I'm a type B.
I'm type B through and through.
I feel you.
I'm the same where I'm simple where I'm like, if I'm having a negative thought, I just change it.
Right.
And I'm positive.
Yeah.
And it really can be as simple as that. You don't need to have a journal sometimes.
Right.
And if you can, that's great.
Right.
That's not me. That's not.
I know. Same here. I feel like it's one more chore.
Yes.
That I have to do and it stresses me out.
It does.
I know.
Is that really positive?
Right.
You know
exactly.
what I mean? that's just not who I am. I've never been that way.
No, me too. I'm just a simple person and I just try to do good things and be a good human and stay positive and live the best I can.
Plain Jane's up Budweiser.
That's right.
And my last one will be, what is one thing you want young entrepreneurial women to know that does not get brought up enough?
That's a tough one.
I know. It's a mouthful.
You know, it's hard for women, I feel like, to, you know, be a small business owner. I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I've been kind of not looked down on, but I can't really describe it. But I would just say, you know, chase your dreams. Like I don't know how to describe it, honestly. Yeah, I don't know.
It's hard.
It is hard.
You could say,
it's hard to pinpoint.
It is chasing your dreams, but then it's hard to figure out what is the dream.
Right.
You know what you said?
Right.
Like that's how you were like, you're trying to figure out what it was, 84 Thrift.
Right.
You know? And then it became Neon Moon.
Right. Yeah, like you said, it's okay to change though. You're gonna, you know, you might change. I've changed within Neon Moon like a couple times. So, you know, you gotta.
But it's been effortless, like, and very easy changes. I went through them last night as well, like researching for it.
Mm-hmm.
And the changes in the aesthetic have been very like seamless.
Well, thank you. I try.
It's probably really hard.
Yeah, no.
You know?
It's hard to figure it out on, like I said, there's no manual. So you just dive in. You just do it.
Yeah.
You just dive in and do
go
it.
For it.
You just don't look back.
Do you have anything people should be looking out for in the near future with Neon Moon? Any releases you have planned?
There is like I said, there is a collection brewing that is going to be really fun. It's going to be very Neon Moon vibes and very, I don't want to say anything else yet, but stay tuned. Hopefully in the next couple months, it'll be a new collection designed just by me.
Big Christmas plans for Neon Moon?
We got some sales coming up, so make sure you're subscribed to my email newsletter because we got some sales, and we don't ever have sales. I save them for once a year.
Are you doing Small Business Saturday?
Yes, we'll have a Small Business Saturday sale, and we're going to do a little Black Friday sale too. So I know lots of exciting things coming.
Well, thank you for taking time out of your day, Allie, to come and sit down. I think a lot of people have been wanting this and know more about Neon Moon. You know, I wish you had more press on you and. We are manifesting for a brick and mortar in downtown Franklin.
That'd be great.
Hopefully she'll be a neighbor soon.
Oh my gosh. Hey, you never know.
Yeah.
You just never know. Well, I'm so grateful. Thank you for asking me to talk today. It was so fun.
Perfect.
Chatting with you.
Much, much love to you and Neon Moon. And until next time.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, guys.